most wonderful week of the year. Christmas with teeth. Or simply, Shark Week. Hey guys, I'm Eli Roth, and I am back again for more. Shark Week is scheduled to hit land Sunday, June 26th, and the official countdown has begun.
Shark Week is coming straight for us, and it's packing a bite. Get ready for jaw-dropping, teeth-snapping action with sneak peeks of new shows. The greatest sharks in Shark Week history. Your utterly outrageous viral videos. With some of the world's leading shark experts breaking it all down for you. And here to chum the water, Hollywood director Eli Roth. It's wilder, tougher, and scarier than ever. It's Shark Week Sharktacular 2016. And here's our host, Eli Roth.
Hold on to your couches for dear life. After 28 years of the most thrilling shark moments ever, we're back with your survival guide to Shark Week. We set out to make each Shark Week bigger, better, and badder than the last. Since last year's show, there's been no shortage of real-life shark encounters, featuring people just like you. Our first home video features a shark that got a little too close for comfort.
This shark jumping into the boat was completely an accident. It had a fish in its mouth and was just trying to get away with it. Probably used a little bit too much power with its tail, ended up in the boat.
Every once in a while, we get a video so unbelievable it leaves me speechless. Like this one. Think photobombing is a distinctly human phenomenon? Think again.
Some sharks will do anything to get on Shark Week. I mean, talk about being thirsty for attention.
Sometimes sharks will breach to feed, or they'll breach to avoid each other. I don't know if there's a larger shark that maybe he was jumping out of the way for.
It's hard to tell what this animal was actually doing, but what an encounter. One thing about floating on top of the water, you can't always see what's under the water, even when it's 5 times the size of your kayak.
Anytime you have a shark around you, the best response is to stay very calm, don't make any quick movements, and enjoy the show.
This is a basking shark, second largest shark in the ocean. Eat only plankton, not kayakers. So super lucky to have that experience and be able to kayak with a completely harmless but incredibly impressive shark.
It wouldn't be Sharktacular without sneak peeks, and this year's no exception, as you'll see in this exclusive first look at one of the all-new shows coming your way during Shark Week 2016.
In this scene from Wrath of a Great White Serial Killer, researcher Brandon McMillan uses a state-of-the-art diving cage to identify a great white shark.
Okay, Brendan. Can you hear me, Brendan? Yeah, go ahead. We are live. Now it's on your left. There's one shark down deep coming up. Yeah, a shark just ahead of us. Stay with this one, man. Brendan, right above us. Right above us.
Now that was wild. Remember, Shark Week premieres on Sunday, June 26th. Scared tourists, tight spaces, giant sharks? What could go wrong? Take a look at these cage diving clips and find out. What these tourists experience is absolutely incredible. And the whole reason I bought a 3D television.
Oh my God.
When they throw out the bait and they bring the shark in, well, the shark's in pursuit of the bait. I think it's amazing to be able to see these animals in their true habitat, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you're going with an operator that's also got the shark's interest in mind too, and is operating with safety, not just for you, but for the shark.
A shark cage is generally a pretty safe place to be if you're in the water filming sharks. But when a shark is moving that fast, and when they're turned on, look out. But actually, in this instance, I think the shark was in more danger of being injured than the divers.
It's supposed to be safer inside the cage. With a shark that size, what's the difference?
The animal we're looking at in this clip is named Deep Blue, a really, really large white shark that lives off Guadalupe Island, probably the largest white shark ever filmed.
I haven't personally met Deep Blue, but she is world famous. That shark is a monster.
Trapping someone in a shark cage would be a pretty effective form of torture. Look for it in my next movie.
To keep a white shark stimulated, they keep light baits off the side. With all the scent coming off, it confuses its natural prey items. It's not trying to break open the cage in any way. It's just at that point, it's relying on other senses other than sight.
You don't need a cage to watch Shark Week, but it wouldn't hurt.
Sharks have no hands. They only have a mouth. So when they're curious about something, they display a behavior called mouthing. And what happens is if they don't know what something is, they may give it a little test bite to try and figure it out. You know, a test bite on a human being is not a good thing. A test bite on a cage, meh, curious.
There's been hundreds of shows and thousands of sharks since the first Shark Week. But over the years, a few mega sharks have become legend. So for the first time, we pulled you, the Fanatics, to vote for the top 5 greatest sharks in Shark Week history.
Your pick for number 5 is Curly. This massive great white shark crash landed on the scene in 2011 as the undisputed star of Jaws Comes Home.
Look at that shark. Oh, man. That's a big shark. We're going to need a bigger boat. Look at that fish.
Since her appearance, Curly has been tracked migrating close to the New England shoreline, where she was the first Atlantic white caught on film in over 30 years. And when she's not giving beachgoers a scare, she can be found feeding her enormous appetite, tearing away chunks of flesh as big as truck tires.
Man, look at the power. He just ripped a hole in the front of that whale. Coming up.
While tagging the shark,
Get him.
marine biologist Greg Stomel spotted a defining trait.
He's got a curved dorsal fin, like a curl fin. Curl fin is his nickname. Curly. We're Curly.
At 18 feet in length and weighing 3,000 pounds soaking wet, Curly will be wreaking havoc along the Atlantic coast for years to come.
Welcome back to Shark Week Sharktacular 2016. We are counting down the top 5 greatest sharks in Shark Week history as voted by you. But first, let's meet some of the sharks who aren't up for election this year.
Guy's got a massive neck up.
Sharks. Sometimes they just want stuff.
Oh, like that.
Your stuff.
Hop on him like he did that. Oh,
Bloody sharks.
Sharks are absolutely opportunistic predators. It's all about taking the least amount of risk for the most reward. If you have somebody offering you a free meal, of course you're going to take it instead of cooking dinner yourself, right?
Fish move in the water and make like certain sounds that only sharks can really hear because it has a system called the lateral line system along its whole body, and it can feel like fishes thumping around. So it probably found out that like a fisherman caught a fish, saw the fish, and took advantage of it.
Jeez, I hate sharks.
When a shark tries to rob you blind in broad daylight, let him.
Uh-oh, he's gonna take our chum bag. He grabbed our chum bag. He grabbed our chum bag.
Well, I think this guy is onto it that the shark might be taking his chum bag.
He ripped our chum bag right off.
I'll buy you a new chum bag. That is amazing. Replacing a chum bag? $2.99. Having a shark pick its head up and look at you from the back of the boat? Absolutely priceless.
Holy, he ripped our chum bag right off.
It's time to catch our collective breath and get another first look at Shark Week 2016.
Big shark, 15 foot.
In this clip from Sharks Among Us, curious great white sharks cause tensions to skyrocket for the underwater team.
Holy hell, not one shark, but 2 sharks underneath us coming straight at us.
Divers at shark circle around to the right side of the boat.
Shark's coming back, shark's coming back. Shark ain't coming up, we're in the barrier.
It's freaking out, dude. It's freaking out.
I got him underneath. He's suddenly checking us out. He's making me nervous.
Shark Shark Week 2016 is almost here and it's going to be amazing. But for now, check out these shark bites. Sharks are kind of like preschool kids. It's all fun and games until someone gets bit. Some sharks are so small they're almost cute. But don't mistake cute for friendly.
That's the cutest shark attack I've ever seen. So the horned shark is native to California. Really cute little shark, very skittish, but they can be provoked into biting. And when they do, think of them as little terriers, they don't let go.
These little guys, they actually have very, very interesting dentition. They have kind of peg teeth in the front and molars in the back for crushing. And since they have, such clamping jaws, he just latched on and didn't let go.
It's only got a hold of his wetsuit. If that little horn shark actually had a piece of flesh, it could actually pinch a piece off.
This diver was lucky. Either that, or he just tastes terrible. When you're out for a day of family fun, the last thing you want the kids to see is this.
This is a ragged-tooth shark. These sharks are very, very docile, but this guy kind of overestimates how docile the shark's going to be.
So this is why the International Shark Attack File differentiates between provoked and unprovoked attacks. Obviously, this was a provoked attack. I mean, I would consider this almost shark molestation. It looks like the scientist was trying to tranquilize the shark and grabbed onto the shark, who was pregnant, and she just didn't want to be manhandled.
Turns out sharks, much like neighbors, really hate annoying noises.
There's a very well-known trick. If you crunch or you actually rub a plastic water bottle, what happens is it sends out vibrations that attract sharks.
And that crushing sound is something that sharks will pick up on because they assume it's fish feeding.
It can really, really piss off sharks.
It's not something that I would ever advise anyone to do, and this is just an inexperienced diver doing something that I feel was kind of foolhardy.
We've seen a lot of your videos, now it's time to show you one of ours. Check out this exclusive sneak peek from Shark Week 2016.
In Isle of Jaws, cameraman Andy Casagrande has an unexpected close call with his subject.
My tank has gone on something.
Andy unwittingly opens the cage door, leaving him and Matt exposed to the surrounding sharks.
Ollie, yeah? The cage door's open. Let's get this thing shut.
Wow, didn't see that coming. There's more where that came from in Shark Week 2016. Let's continue our countdown of your top picks for the greatest sharks in all of history, or at least Shark Week history.
Coming in at number 4, it's none other than Large Marge.
We got a visual on him right here. That's a big, big animal.
This 2-ton great white was first tagged off the coast of New England. And she made a strong impression when she emerged from the depths in 2013's Return of Jaws.
Look at the girth on that fish.
Large Marge is named after my friend Nick's wife, and it's in a term of endearment, but also it's very appropriate to the animal.
It's only proper you name the shark Large Marge.
Large Marge it is.
For the first time ever, Shark Week viewers got up close and personal with this giant beast thanks to the Remus Shark Cam.
Do your job. Shark Cam's gonna give us real-time information, following sharks and filming their behavior right off the coastline here.
Tipping the scales at over 2,000 pounds, scientists believe Large Marge is at least 40 years old.
What a shark!
Having that camera deployed on Large Marge gave us some really interesting information. It's going to be really exciting to see what we're going to learn.
Think Sharktacular is jaws dropping? Send us your reaction on Snapchat at Shark Week Snaps. Welcome back to Shark Week Sharktacular 2016, your countdown to the sharkiest week of the year. If you're looking for something not to do this summer, here are some ideas. Contrary to popular belief, the theme from Jaws does not play when a shark is nearby. So it's good to have some friends who'll do a lot of yelling.
Akula! Zima! Akula!
By the way, akula is the Russian word for shark, and probably a brand of vodka.
Akula!
This is a clear example how sharks are disinterested in us like 99.9% of the time. So swimmer on the surface, shark comes in, whoop, swimmer, gone.
I think he took a look at the Russian guy and said, "Niet."
Sometimes the scariest shark is the shark you don't see at all.
Shark 1, fisherman 0. I mean, he even lost all 3 of his fishing rods, obviously. That's something that sharks do. They're opportunistic predators, and they're also very curious, too.
I'm glad the shark got an easy meal, but it's still a dangerous situation to fall in the water with a lot of scent in the water and a really highly stimulated animal. It could make a mistake and accidentally bite the guy.
In this battle of fisherman versus shark, the shark has home field advantage.
For the bull shark. I mean, real tough, sitting on top of a kayak and wrestling a shark in. It was funny to see how quickly the tides turned when the playing field was leveled and he was pulled into the water. He kind of turned into a little girl.
I think the shark dumped him because basically the animal's running for its life. I mean, if you were on the end of a line and someone was trying to pull you in, you'd pull as hard as you can. And if you want to decide to hang on to that line, that's your decision.
Now let's meet the man who's taken paddleboarding to the next level.
So I see the shark spinning, beautiful animals, almost my height. I was like, oh, this is a big one. So we crossed, we intersected. I went over him, I fell. This doesn't change my lifestyle. You know, it's nature, it's their habitat, right?
If you don't want to get swallowed by a basking shark, stay away from its giant pie hole.
Until it actually approaches you with the mouth open and you see it, you know, there's that moment where you think, is that a... No, it's a basking shark.
These animals are very shy, don't really like a lot of disruption or anything. To have that kind of encounter with the animal in such a intimate way just must have been amazing.
With friends like these, you're probably better off alone.
He's right there!
This crew has seen too many episodes of Jackass. Just because you get pushed in the water and there's a big shark around doesn't mean you're going to get instantly attacked. But you can change those odds by being really dumb.
He's right there!
While all sharks seem to be constantly hungry, some are just starved for affection.
White sharks have a behavior where they will display curiosity by circling an object. And if they're still curious and they can't figure out what it is after they scope it out, they may come in and they may bump it.
The one thing about great whites is that if it's really stimulated on something to cause you danger, it doesn't want to be seen. So to be able to have it swim around you like that, it's investigating it. They're cautious animals that don't want to cause any damage to themselves as well.
Here's 3 words that should never be in the same sentence. Homemade shark cage.
These people are going swimming in their shark proof cages. His and hers.
I don't know if this one was a joke or not.
They don't want to get bit.
I mean, probably was a joke, right?
Lifeguards telling them no.
Around the world, only 5 people die annually from a shark attack. So the chances of dying in a sphere of metal that you crafted is much higher than dying from a shark attack.
Everyone has a favorite shark, and if the next one isn't yours, maybe you forgot to vote.
Here's the number 3 greatest shark in Shark Week history, Deep Blue. At a jaw-dropping 20 feet, she holds the distinction of being the largest great white ever caught on film.
This is a really big shark. Huge.
Ever since she was spotted in 2014's Jaws Strikes Back, This spectacular shark has been building a fan base of fanatics all over the world.
Wow, we got a really big shark around the boat. It's been named. It is Deep Blue.
I think the coolest thing about Deep Blue is she's so big, but she's also so old. She's been an amazing contributor to her species. She can give birth to 2 to 10 pups over 20 years. That could be upwards of 100 baby sharks, which is pretty cool.
She earned her name because of her stealthy deep-sea hunting method.
Cargirl Steve.
Laying low at greater depths, waiting for her chance to strike. No one knows if the scars she bears were earned her in fighting or mating, but either way, they mark her as one old girl not to be messed with.
Deep Blue is one of the greatest sharks in Shark Week history for a reason. In fact, she's so awesome, she's back this year for the upcoming Shark Week special, Jaws of the Deep.
In Jaws of the Deep, the Shark Cam team head back to Guadalupe to track down the world's largest great white Deep Blue.
Now Shark Cam 2 is in the water, and for the first time, we are tracking a great white shark into the night.
Amazing, going to places, seeing things we've never seen before. And this is just the beginning.
Wow, this is shaping up to be an awesome Shark Week. And we've got more hot sneak peeks coming up. Now that the official countdown has begun, go to sharkweek.com for shark and awe-inspiring sneak peeks, jaw-dropping live cams, and Sharkopedia, the ultimate guide to everything you wanted to know about sharks. You're still here? Have I not freaked you out enough? Because I want you as freaked out as these people. All right. There's nothing more relaxing than fishing off the back deck. You know what's not relaxing? And just in case anyone in the neighboring county didn't know, that was indeed a big-ass shark.
Imagine that, a big-ass shark in the ocean where you're fishing from a pier.
Bull sharks live close to shore, so they can swim into fresh water. They have a lot more access to humans, and they like to be in murky water and ambush feed.
You thought Batman versus Superman was a one-sided fight. Wait till you see shark versus human. Kudos to this guy. Imagine how much better the world would be if we all just used our spears for gentle nudging.
It looks like he was probably spearfishing for a little while, got a little scent out in the water, and attracted the white shark. This whole stimulation with the animal is not because he found a human, it's because he found a human with fish.
Really, it's about 450 million years of conditioning, and the fact that sharks are more interested in that struggling fish, that's what they're reacting to, not the fishermen.
Ever have a day when everything goes wrong? So did this guy.
This shark doesn't seem like it's really aggressive towards humans, but it's obviously in a situation where it's stressed. It has like a fishing pole in it, so probably got hooked, pulled out the pole, and it's at the bottom, flipping out. It's not really even specifically attacking the divers, it's just thrashing around the place and swims off.
You'll see more close calls on Shark Week 2016, but we're not done scaring you yet. Some say the most important part of a great white to avoid is its jaws, but I'm not so sure.
So that's a shark pooping. And I've actually been caught in whale shark poop before. It happens pretty commonly, and it's kind of gross.
I have a question. Is he completely insane?
You know, I think it's a tourist gimmick. He's not like, you know, doing any magical shark whispering stuff with electrical sensors or anything. It's just the shark is at the surface, he's right out of the water, you can't really, you know, jump up and grab the guy. But it's, you know, it's probably not wise practice.
This occurred, I'm guessing, in South Africa on a cage diving boat. I'm pretty sure that the cage dive operator was probably just pushing the shark away from the boat rather than trying to, you know, pull a party trick and pet the shark on the nose.
These days, we're obsessed with documenting every moment of our lives. But just because we're used to cameras doesn't mean sharks are. This tiger shark has the right idea. When he says no pictures, he really means no pictures.
This is actually a diver I know personally, and I've been out with him many times. You can see the shark came up through the scent column, kind of mistook what was camera and what was a crate filled with bait, grabbed the camera and tried to carry it away. Problem is, sometimes they don't bring these cameras back.
These tiger sharks are at Tiger Beach, and they're actually known for stealing cameras. Typically, they'll grab it, they'll swim about 200, 300 yards, and then they'll drop it.
I think really personally knowing this diver that it was just a frustration of not losing another camera.
And now it's time to meet our number 2 all-time greatest shark.
Flying into our countdown, it's Colossus. He gained notoriety for his devastating breach attacks. Colossus literally burst onto the scene at Seal Island, South Africa in 2012's Air Jaws Apocalypse. And from his first appearance, Colossus made serious waves in the shark world. At 16 feet and 4,000 pounds, Colossus is the largest male ever recorded at Seal Island. Fans of this giant shark called him terrifying, awe-inspiring, and a shark for the ages.
So we've got our robotic seal we've just put out. It's swimming quite beautifully at the moment.
Colossus's quick, aggressive striking power hit with 29 G's of force, turning his prey's innards into jelly in a single ferocious blow.
In a matter of one bite, Colossus absolutely obliterated it.
Took it out, chewed it to pieces, and unfortunately that was the end of Rogue IC on our experiment.
But at the very height of his overnight fame, Colossus disappeared. But a shark this size couldn't stay hidden for long, and after a 2-year hiatus, he returned to Seal Island for 2014's Air Jaws Fin of Fury. Colossus will always be remembered for recording one of the most historic breaches in Shark Week history.
Not only is the shark badass, it has 7,000 followers on Facebook, so go figure.
You thought Colossus was king of the breach? You ain't seen nothing yet. It wouldn't be summer without sand and surf, and it wouldn't be Shark Week without breaches. Strap in for a breaching blitz and this exclusive sneak peek from Shark Week 2016.
In Air Jaws Night Stalker, a team of researchers set out to study the nocturnal feeding habits of great whites at Seal Island.
20 years ago, we first started working at Seal Island, and over the course of the 20 years, we've recorded more than 10,000 predatory events.
In daytime, there are 25 to 30 sharks lurking in a small area at the southern tip of the island. But there could be a completely different group that specializes in hunting in the dark.
You'll see a lot more sharks out of water when Shark Week premieres on Sunday, June 26th. Are you confused? Yes, you're still watching Sharktacular, but you can also tune in and watch me host Shark After Dark, where we will have awesome guests like this guy, Superstar Kevin Hart. I'm here. I will be here, and I will be speaking shark. Talking all things shark. Kevin, take a look at my experience in Tahiti, where I come face to face with a 17-foot tiger shark.
She could literally just bite my head off like a freaking popsicle. That was being in the food chain.
Wow. What does that rhyme with? Stupid.
Each night we will celebrate all things Shark Week. See you there. Welcome back. You've stuck with us through a whole lot of shark and awe. And as your reward, here's another Shark Week exclusive clip just for you.
In this scene from Return of the Monster Mako, a night dive nearly becomes a nightmare when a team of shark researchers encounters a hungry Mako. One of our shark experts, Joe Romero, was part of this night dive team.
Hey, Brian, throw in a fish. Let's see if we can get some action. Watch out!
This dive was serious. Our adrenaline was like through the roof. Honestly, it was probably one of the most exhilarating dives I've ever done in my life.
Hey, guys, there's something huge off the stern of the boat. Do you see that? I can't really tell what that is, Megan. What the hell is it?
I don't know what that is either, but it's enough to keep me out of the water. Remember, Shark Week premieres on Sunday, June 26th. I'm no scientist, but I have a theory about why sharks breach. Because it's awesome.
The amazing thing about Mako sharks is not only are they the fastest shark in the ocean, they can also jump the highest. jumps of 30 feet have actually been recorded. 30 feet high.
This is just a natural reaction to the animal being caught. It's just flipping through the air trying to shake its hook.
How far does this guy think that shark can jump? They're like 500 meters away. Here's a game you can play at home. Which clip's wilder? That last one or this one?
So why would a great white shark breach like this? One reason might be in pursuit of prey. Another reason might be to throw parasites off. If they've got parasites on their body and they're trying to get rid of them, they'll breach a number of times to see if they can knock them off.
In this case, a larger shark underneath it was displaying dominance, so the smaller shark actually breached out of the water. It's not just great whites that breach, but those guys probably look the best breaching.
These guys are so fancy, they're even named after what they do when they breach. Behold, the spinner shark.
It's not hard to figure out why these are called spinner sharks. If you could jump out of the water so high that you could complete 12 360-degree rotations, wouldn't you do it too? Yeah, that's on record. Can you believe that?
So spinner sharks are really, really cool sharks. And the way that they feed is they just bolt through schools of fish. They go through real quick, and they just kind of snap at all the fish, and that causes them to kind of spin on their axis. And when they break the water, they'll fly into the air, just spinning.
These spinner sharks actually go on spring break, like most people in Florida. So they come down every year in mass, thousands of spinner sharks hunting. But it just looks pretty freaking cool, too.
Meanwhile, in overreaction land,
This shark is obviously reacting to the fact that it's caught. This is a bronze whaler shark. They're beautiful metallic color. I've dealt with them quite a bit. They don't pose a risk usually to humans.
if anything will keep these guys safe, it's that annoying screaming. It's time for our #1 all-time greatest shark, as voted on by you, the loyal fanatic.
Topping the list, it's Slash. The scene-stealing breakout star of Great White Serial Killer. The scar-faced super predator became a legend when he escaped a fisherman's hook and earned himself a nasty permanent reminder.
Do all these sharks have different personalities? Oh, for sure. Like you got this one that's down here at the moment, Slash. Quite aggressive for his size.
Found terrorizing the waters off New Zealand, Slash's relentlessness, pushiness, and rage issues make him an ideal case study for shark researchers.
That thing is seriously this big around. If he can't get our bait from one angle, he'll try something. He just won't let go of it. Look at him. He's still... Oh my God. That's a powerful animal right there. That's insane.
Thank you for watching Shark Week Sharktacular 2016. And remember, next time you think it's safe to turn on the TV, watch out, because Shark Week is coming!